But that is so incredible to me that you don't know anything at all about computers because in Max Headroom, there's so many inventions that we have today that have become a reality. And I'm thinking about email, I'm thinking about video calls, and especially I'm thinking about how you foresaw apps that women can use to track their periods, though that wasn't included in the show.
So this particular morning, our heroine gets up, Theora, and flicks on her television. And on it up pops a postcard. And this was the idea that one day we'd be sending mail electronically. And up here came this postcard, and the postcard flipped on screen, and it says, "I'm in Alaska, cold nights, hot natives, love Elsie," or whoever the heck it was. This was a postcard by what, of course, ultimately became email. And then something else flipped up, saying what time it was and where she was supposed to go, her day diary on the television. All this, by the way, corner frame, as Theora was doing some other stuff that was plot-centered. And then the final one came up and said, "And by the way, your period starts this morning." That's what did it. That was a thermonuclear device planted in the middle of ABC television. They couldn't believe it. And this guy was purple. And I said, "I don't understand the problem." And he said, "Well, don't you realise there may be 11 and 12-year-old girls watching this?" And I said, "Well, wouldn't you expect 11 or 12-year-old girls not to notice that that was anything, but a rather good idea?" He decided that all such products should be curtained off in supermarkets. This was the kind of level of mind that we were dealing with. So imagine that sort of thinking applied to story and character issues, let alone events on screen. It was a nightmare. But for us, of course, it was nightly jousting.
I'm a big proponent of women's health and normalizing talking about periods. And I wanted to let you know that would have made a big difference, I think, in the lives of a lot of 11 to 12-year-old girls who were experiencing a lot of stigma and shame in the 80s. If that had been allowed to be in the show, my belief is truly that those little girls would suddenly have in their heads, oh, someone cool like Theora got a notification about her period. She wasn't embarrassed, so why should I be? So I did want to thank you for having that thought and trying to get that in there. I think it would have made a big difference.
Isn't it funny? Yeah. There are so many examples of that. One of the ones that old Waggy, the producer, it wasn't the producer who objected, it was the network, by the way. But standards and practices.
Okay.
Yeah, they were the ones who came down and said, "You can't do this."
Sure.
And we had terrible rows, awful, endless rows about it. Anyway, with everything, actually, we were at war all the time. But anyway,